But I'd like to say it's been a pleasure to live in Canada for 2 months. I love it. This is a great country, and the people here have been so warm, so welcoming. It's been an absolute pleasure. Haven't regretted a day. Almost regretting having to leave, even though across the way is Minnesota and home. This has been just outstanding. And the rocks and the shoreline have been as challenging as everybody said they'd be. They've worn us out. They send us home. When we cross the bridge in a little while, we'll be at 1,375 miles and just the Minnesota coast to go. But I'm also delighted with the amount of protection that's been given to this lake by Ontario and Canada through their park system. And I'm very, very thankful that they had the foresight to do this. And I hope that we can do more on the States to protect this magnificent place, because I've only grown to love both Canada and Lake Superior all the more for our adventures.
My experience, or all of our experience, I think, here in Canada has been amazing. There's wonderful landforms and so many places I've never been before. It's been amazing to discover them. It's my first time going all the way around the lake, and everybody in Canada has been so welcoming and helpful. They like to help us find the different trails, offer us food. They're just really nice. I'm really happy to have gotten to meet all the people I have, and really enjoyed our time here in Canada.
All the things I was thinking about this 2 months that we've been in Canada. You know, we've gone around the lake so many times, we've come to Canada so many times, and that it feels kind of on those short visits just like home, and not that much different from living in the U.S. because we speak the same language basically. But on this 2 months we've noticed differences that you don't notice necessarily on a quick trip through, and there's some small things as well as some bigger things, but I had to make a note here of some of the things that stuck out. When we came across in Sault Ste. Marie, when we got on the other side, almost right away I started noticing clotheslines in people's backyards, and they all went up in an angle, and I thought, how do they do that? And we walked and we discovered that the clotheslines are all on pulley systems, and it wasn't just in a few backyards, it was in everybody's backyard and in every town and community. And I was just so impressed to see that there are people in this world that still dry their clothes on a clothesline. And related to that, we discovered these stores called Canada Tire. And we thought, well, that's really strange. These are really big stores. And why do the Canadians need so many tires? And we just drove past them until we came to one town where Mike was looking for something and couldn't find it in these other stores, and they told him, well, go down to Canadian Tire. So he did, and we discovered that Canadian Tire actually has almost anything you want, and that's where I bought my clothesline set. So I have a new clothesline for outdoors. Mike's going to put it up for me when we get home, and I'll be able to run the little pulley system. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so the other things that we noticed was when we went to the cafes that we'd order a cup of coffee and there'd be a spoon sticking in it, so we knew we were supposed to put sugar in our coffee. And if you ordered a can of pop, it came with a straw sticking out. And then there was the poutine, or poutine, which is the most unhealthy food in the world, but Mandy loves it.
Yeah, it's really good.
And we all had some. It's French fries with gravy and melted mozzarella cheese on it. I don't like soggy French fries, so that's why it's not my favorite. But French fries are very, very big. And you find French fry stands all over the place, not hamburgers. Even though they sell hamburgers there too. And payphones. There's still payphones all around this side of the lake, and partly because cell phones mostly don't work, but it was nice to see people using payphones. And something a little bit bigger is the fact that the cottages, as they're called here, cottages or camps on this side of the lake, were all modest. Almost all were modest-sized cottages. That was a pretty dramatic contrast from what we saw in especially Michigan. And in the towns, many of these towns here on the shore, Canadian shore, have suffered a great deal economically because of the change in the industries, the loss of the extractive industries. But yet we went through these towns and the homes were small and tidy. These are people living within their means, which is kind of a unique concept in the United States these days. But they took great pride in these homes, and almost all of them would have flower beds of some sort, some more beautiful than others. But it was really almost a feeling of going back in time a little bit to the United States when things were a little less frantic and possession-oriented, I guess. And that, you know, we've only been 2 months, but just generally the sense that I got here with the people, meeting the people and talking to them, that there is still a focus, more of a focus on community and family. So it's been a great time, and we have made friends, a lot of new friends, and spending time with old friends. And we're really, really glad we had this opportunity to do this. Thank you, Canada.